Hi, my name is Hannah Grant, and today I'm going to be demonstrate how to do spray paint art. So first off, you'll need your materials. You're going to need your spray paint. You're going to need some sort of canvas, whatever it is that you are going to be painting on. You're also going to need stencils and palette knives if that's something you want to use. You're going to need gloves because it's going to take a while for paint to get off your hands. You're going to need a mask so that you don't breathe in all of that paint that's going to get in the air. You need a tarp so that you don't get things messy. You're going to need clothes that you don't mind getting messy in because it's never going to come out of your clothes. You're going to need straight edges, a magazine, and possibly some sort of poster board, just depending on what type of painting you're wanting to do. So I'm going to be doing a landscape sort of painting, which means it's going to have mountains and water and stuff like that. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a place to paint. Now, I've picked our shed in our backyard. You want to make sure that the place is dry, it's level so the paint doesn't drip, and people aren't going to be bothering you the whole time. I'm going to start off by making the sun. I'm going to take a basic sun yellow, since all I'm making right now is a sun. I want it to go in my top left-hand corner, so I'm going to make a spray pattern big enough so that way this cup, which is going to be my perfectly round stencil, can fit right on top of it. Also, I do want to have mountains. I am probably going to do a deep blue for the base of my mountains, kind of spray it along right here, just because that's where I want my mountains to go. Now for the mountains, you're going to want sort of this triangle. So I'm going to rip a piece of this same type of paper off, and then this is going to be the point of my mountain. So I want my sky to be sort of a berry pink color. So over that mountain blue, I'm just gonna paint berry pink pretty much everywhere. I can feel the morning of it all. So since we've let that blue sort of settle and that pink just went over it, I can put my mountain stencil right in the middle or wherever I want it. So I've done that. And I'm gonna grab the top a little and I'm gonna kind of just pull it down. And it's gonna take a couple times maybe for you to be able to kind of get that shape that you're wanting. Alright, so that shows the shape, and now I'm just gonna take the paper and I'm just gonna keep rubbing at it until most of that pink comes away. God, if you wanted to, be it all if you want to, be that girl if it wanted you, be that girl if you want to, be that girl if you wanted to. Alright, so that is going to be the basis for my mountain. That's the shape of my mountain. Also know that mountains aren't perfectly triangular, so it's okay if it's not perfect. It took me a while to learn that. I used to get mad at my mountains because they weren't perfect, but mountains are rocks, so they're not going to be a perfect triangle. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take sort of another piece of this paper, and then this is going to be sort of like a paintbrush. What you're going to do is you're going to create sort of a depthness with your mountain. All right, you're going to do that with white paint. Usually what I do is I kind of just paint on something. I'll paint it on this extra piece of paper right here. And then that's going to be sort of just like a pool of white for me to use. So I'm going to use this just like this. And I'm going to sort of use it as a paintbrush. And I'm going to go down the middle of my mountain. And then I'm going to come over to this other side and I'm going to do just a little bit, not much. Alright, and there's my mountain. Okay, one of the last things I'm gonna do is gonna be water. Now, it has taken me a while to get used to the texture for making water and the reflections, so I'm pretty much just gonna show you using a straight edge. Now, you're gonna need lots of this type of paper or some sort of straight edge. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna hold the straight edge towards the bottom of your paper like that, and then whatever color you want your water to be, you're just gonna spray it just like that. And that you want a tall straight edge so that it doesn't go up onto the painting. The hardest part too is trying to get it even and level, but also know that water's not always even. It's got waves and stuff, so. Where to go? Where to go? So like I said, it's not perfectly even, but that's okay. That can be a wave if I want it to be. You can kind of turn that into anything that you want. And since I have the sun, I'm gonna do sort of like a sun-like reflection. So I'm going to face it this direction so that way it doesn't get up into the sky. So that's gonna be where my sun's reflecting. And you're gonna take your finger, again, you want gloves, and you're just gonna kind of swipe at it. And that's gonna create sort of like a reflection in the waves, sort of like that. Now typically you want to do that with the whole piece of it so that way you have all these ripples and reflections, but since we're a little low on time, I'm just going to take this off. There's my sun, there's my mountain, there's my water. So I have shown you how to do a type of landscape painting with a sun, a mountain, and part of the water. And thank you for watching.